Hello. I was really feeling like playing with my cards. Um, and today I thought because I might do something a little bit different. Normally I would, you know me well enough. We've done a lot of, the old Markle stuff and royal family. But today I thought we could have a look at Jeffrey Epstein for a second. I would like to sort of do a little bit of a delve, and so I've just popped some. Just as you know, I just generally go through pictures, trying to get some sort of a feel, and that's basically because today there's been more files released, and my spidey senses are kind of, I just don't know. So I want to ask the cards for. Can we, and just very general, like I'm not just a very general. I want to know if if the cards can lead us down a path of clarification. I've put my clear crystal. I'm going to just put that. I would like to know actually what we need. Let's shed. We need some light. Cards. Oh, that's better. Cards. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. And please, if you can give us some sort of an indication. We start with energy first. We start with the Aurea Consilia, the gold cards, the golden advice. And I just want to be taken down. I just want the cards to take me down on a journey. So I'm reading. I don't want to read. I don't want to give too much away about my own personal thoughts. I want to read what the cards say. Now, I think for this, we will spread, I think I'll spread them out. I think we'll just spread them out in front. So cards, I'm after some energy, some advice, some golden advice from the cards about Mr. Jeffrey Epstein. The Earth in reverse. I think, just bear with me a moment. He's not buried. I have a feeling this card is about renewal, like the earth regenerates, like you put things in the earth, they transform, there's new life. In reverse, I don't think that process is happening. Let me just take away his picture. I'm staring intensely at this photo. And and especially this one here as well. Is he in the earth? Is he buried? Just going to pop that there. Okay, cards. That's a very interesting. That's a very interesting development. Is he buried? That's what I'm. Let me see. Let me just ask the Oculus Animi for a second. Is Mr. Jeffrey Epstein, did they bury him in the earth? I don't think, I'm not getting earth energy. I'm not getting the sense of, dust to dust, ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Not getting that at all. I don't think. There's no transformation happening. That's what the Earth card. I know what I need to do. Let me just get. We'll pop that card up. I won't do it in editing. I'll just do it straight. We'll just get some. We'll just get Photoshop up. We'll get Photoshop. Let me just pull out. What was it? It was Earth. It was Earth in reverse. So I'll do that on the screen for you. Earth. Bear with me. Earth. Here we go. Earth. And rotate it. Death, renewal, transformation. Can you see that? Death, renewal, transformation. That's not happening. Sorry. That from what the card, from that energy, I would say, I would question very seriously if he is in the earth. If you get what I mean. Okay, let's do. I was just thinking about this today. I was just sitting here. It's very warm, and I thought I wanted to sit in the aircon and I wanted to sort of sit with the cards and connect. And I was wondering what I could ask. And I had just noticed on the news they were talking about the Epstein files, and so I thought I'm going to just sit there with the cards for a minute, and let's just. The nine of wands in reverse, another reversed card. The nine of wands is, so in terms of it's sort of like the end, we're on a journey of ideas. And that's the energy that's coming up. Well, hasn't revealed itself yet, but things are not. I would say, and this is an 8 of Pentacles. I want to say, did people really follow the money trail? There's money, things, and I don't think it's, well, not that it's not working. If it's true, like if that card is correct and he's not in the earth, I think in terms of the idea and the money, did people follow the money trail, that trail of money? Because I think there is that money trail. If you really follow that money trail, it will lead to that. It will lead to, it's going to lead here. I feel that's what this card says. Defensive posture. Yeah, I think there was a lot of work. Well, there's a lot of work to manipulate, ideas, desires, communicate, fire, spark. There's been a lot of work done. Well, that's the work. Like, I do feel we're at what we witnessed or what we saw was the sort of like the end of a great deal of planning and work and shifting that money, that working for you. Like, I really feel like if someone worth a grain of salt that knows how to do journalism and research was to actually follow some money trails, because I don't know the whole story, but I would suggest there needs to be a look at money and where money went and the actual ideas. I think, let me see. Interesting, but we're not looking at that just yet. Sorry, I need to get comfortable. Yeah, we need to look very closely. We need to look very closely at that money, where that money went. I have a feeling there was a shift. There was something very underhanded. Follow the footprints. Follow those footprints. The impression. We have the correct. We have the correct impression. Let me put that up for you so that you can see it. The correct impression. Here we go. We have the correct impression. Perception. Truth unfolds when examined. That's what I was saying about we need to follow. There needs to be a very, very close examination of money. The money was all wrong. Whatever was looked at, whoever looked at it, it hasn't been done properly. It's actually, and where money is, they haven't done their work properly. They haven't done their work properly. From an energy point of view, we are on our impression is correct. That footprint, that there's footprints there. The little ant is looking with his with his magnifying glass to look at what actually made that footprint. So this card tells a story of, it's a fable, it's a parable of these a group of ants, a colony of ants who were in the jungle, and they felt the ground trembling, and they got worried. They didn't know what it was, and they had all the ants were coming up with conclusions as to, trying to work out what it was, if it was an earthquake, if it was a disaster, whatever. And then one of the ants decides to take a different perspective, and he goes up on a branch and he looks down and realizes that from the ground, from another perspective, it was a human walking through the jungle. So that's why he's looking at that. He's looking at that footprint, and he can see it's a footprint. But from the perspective of the other ants, they don't know what it is. They can't see exactly what it is. So I would say to you that this is the energy of this reading, that from a certain perspective, we think we know what happened. It's been told to us. It's a story. It's been told to us. So we're just going to take the energy of this card for a moment and just consider, I'm not saying I know what happened, but what I'm saying is the impression that we have of this story, when we look at it from another perspective, it looks completely different. And that's what I'm saying. There are elements to this story that look completely different from another angle. And that angle is that he may be buried. He may be buried. That was the story. It's going to look a little bit different. The energies are not so much. Not so much. I will do that one more time. Now, Jeffrey Epstein. I don't know how specific to. I'm looking at. Oh, this is another story that's come up today to do with should we, I think we'll do one more card. I'm feeling, I wonder what the cards will say about Andrew. We could ask, is this what's going on in this photo? Like, it's very difficult. I understand there's manipulation. There's like they manipulate stories and stuff. I don't really know what was going on in that photo. He could have been doing, is that some sort of CPR sort of lesson? So I suppose cards, what are we like this? We're still on the topic of Epstein, and then the Epstein files released this photo today of the artist formerly known as Prince Andrew. Can I ask for a clarification or just an energy indication about this particular photo? Because you know what it feels like. It feels like there's a lot of. Is there a lot of? It's not. Is it a distraction? Like, are there bigger? I suppose, are there bigger fish to fry while we focused? I mean, no one's really talking about this guy. The focus, well, I suppose the UK, the British media. I don't know if everyone. I know the BBC. Is this a BBC story? Oh, this is CNN. The Guardian. What? Okay. Whoa. Well, this is another Earth card. Isn't that really strange that that's come up? Let me just let's look at the energy that was gold. Gold in reverse. Both of these are about creation. Planting seeds, procrastination, actually, be in the here and now. So maybe that is a little bit of a distraction. Maybe these photos that was maybe the timing, like, because this card sort of says, when was the best time to do something? It was like 20 years ago. I think looking this photo, to me, when I look at this card, I'm kind of looking at why now. It happened. Remember for today, we just need to change the way we look at it. So I'm going to change the way we're looking. Sorry, I have to try and do it. So this photo of them here, that photo, need to change the way we're seeing it. I don't think it's exactly what we think. It could have been. Do I give him the benefit of the doubt? It could have been innocently. It could have been some sort of CPR. I doubt it. Okay, don't. I know who we're talking about. It's just that this card is very much about doing so. So it says the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best is now. So we do need to deal with this now. We do need to deal with that now. But I feel like the topic or the energy in these photos should have been dealt with it should have been dealt with a long time ago. That's kind of what it's saying. By trying to deal with it now, we're kind of getting distortion, and we're kind of, this gold energy, sovereignty in reverse, all the elements of gold, the energy of creation. It's very much in reverse. It's very destructive. The energy is not creating. It's not the fires of creation. It's actually the fires are, it's the opposite. It's an act of, so the sun, the gold is a color. The energy of gold is about illumination, about enlightenment. These photos are being used to darken, to not illuminate, not to enlighten, to confuse or to cast shadows. So whilst this is a shadow situation, um, it might be actually a distraction. So where should the light be shone? These are seeds being planted now, but for issues that should have been dealt with before, a long time ago. So yeah, it's all to do with timing. See, I don't know if you can see there's the hourglass. It's about, so this is about time and consequences and, like, procrastination. These topics to do with Andrew they weren't managed very well by the palace, by the Queen, by Queen Elizabeth. Everything was shoved on, brushed under the carpet. That is undeniable, that it should have been treated with a long time ago. That's what that card says. And the gold card, the card gold, is to do with sovereignty. You'll see there's a crown. It's, the crown chakra. It's the card of enlightenment. It's the color of creation. It's the color of yeah. So when we see gold and, queen bee, like the honey, creation energy, it's also about sovereignty with the card. So this is an act of sovereignty turned upside down. People, and I know you all love her, but she didn't do her job. She was not doing the job properly. And what we're dealing with now is we have another sovereign who really hasn't done the job properly, because he's just doing it because he's getting caught. I think there is someone actually pushing it, but it's not him. It's not the current sovereign. It's someone else. Upside down for me means another person. Someone else is dealing with it, dealing with the repercussions of these actions that should have happened a long time ago. But anyway, we need to just follow the footprints. From this reading, I am just suggesting to you that it's not grounded. Any stories around this have loose foundations. The foundations are very loose. I would say they're not grounded. I would say if the story is a person was buried, I would suggest that in reverse, that I would question. I'm not going to say anything else. I would just question if that is true, or are we looking at it the right way? Is there a different way? I feel there's another way to look at this and we can't see it. If we were to get up onto that branch with a magnifying glass, we'd probably see something totally different. Okay, my friends, that's it for today. I'm not sure if I'll do another. I need to find some more images. If I do, I'll come back very shortly. But for now, I'm going to leave you with that. Thank you for joining me. And I'll be back very soon for another reading. Okay. Bye. Whoops, where am I? I can't work out which way to go. Bye.